Starting this year, the state is requiring all police recruits to take a wrongful conviction course as part of their training. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign Police Training Institute Director Michael Schlosser developed the course along with leaders from the Illinois Innocence Project. He joins us now to talk about the goals of the class. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Question: how many innocent people had to be convicted before a class like this was invented? It seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but I think there's a lot of people that have a misunderstanding that, is it really that many people that are in prison for a crime they didn't commit? And I started studying this in 2015 or so, and the more I learned about it, the more I learned how serious this problem is. And it's not just for things for official misconduct. Sometimes it's just police officers not doing things the best practice. They may not have the best methods that they've learned to gather their information and interview people. And so it can even be unintentional. So if we can reach them at the recruit level to make sure they're following best practices for lineups, show-ups, interview process, things like that, then we can hopefully make an impact so that maybe organizations someday, like the Innocence Projects, won't even need to exist.
What made you do this research, and what is your background? How did it come on your radar?
It came on my radar because I took a course called Wrongful Conviction, and it really hit home with me. And when I started working with the people at the Illinois Innocence Project, and I got to meet dozens and dozens of exonerees, and I got to hear their stories, and they really were touching and very emotional to me. And anything we can do to prevent this from happening, we have to do everything we can.
So how does it work? How do you help prevent this from happening? And will it eliminate things like stop and frisk and profiling?
Yeah, that I can't have any power over. But I think what it will do is to make sure that officers realize if they're, interacting with somebody and then maybe they, are a suspect that looks like somebody that committed the crime and they're doing a show up or they're doing a lineup, they will do the proper procedures, that they will not get tunnel vision and just assume, I really think this person did it. So every information I gather that says this person did it, I'm gathering it, but new information is constantly coming in. But because we get that tunnel vision, we don't always listen to, the other evidence that's coming into us. And the idea is that as police officers, we really have the same goal as the Innocence Projects. Our goal is to find the truth. And so we not only at PTI are we working on things, specialized courses that no other academy was doing, like wrongful convictions, but we're also doing a lot on the intersection of police and race and ethical decision making and police culture and things like that. So we're striving to have a little paradigm shift, change the world.
It sounds to me like you're getting the officers out of that tunnel vision, opening them up, telling them to use their emotions and their guts, like to be human people and realize you're not just a police officer, you're a person as well.
Oh, absolutely. A big part of what we teach at the academy is how important it is to have non-enforcement contacts when it's not a traffic stop, it's not a call for service. If you have the opportunity anytime to get out and speak with people in your community and let them get to know me as a person, as Mike, not just Officer Schlosser, right? I'm Mike, and here's some things about me, and you start developing that trust and learn more about people, and that's very important.
Is this sort of a part of police reform, would you say?
Yeah, I think that it is definitely a part of police reform, and it's a lot of it's very common sense. But you can have new laws come in, like you have to intervene, right? If there's another officer doing something they shouldn't, okay, that's a policy, that's a law. You have to render first aid, that's a policy, that's a law. But until you can change the culture, and different departments have different cultures, different divisions within departments have different cultures.
It's just like people with different personalities.
Yeah, and I think that things are improving a lot more than people think. We are always seeing the bad, and the majority of police officers and that I know are doing the job for the right reasons. They want to be part of the community. They want to help people that can't help themselves, protect people that can't protect themselves. But it all starts from the academy. And that's why we base all of our training on the adult learning model rather than being a paramilitary academy. Because we want our recruits to become critical thinkers. We want them to enhance their emotional intelligence. And so we have a little different ideology and philosophy of training than some academies.
Bravo to you, sir. Michael Schlosser, the director of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign Police Training Institute. Appreciate it. Be safe, be well, sir.
Thank you. You too.